And we are off. Welcome into episode 11 of Run for the Roses on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am Ryan Real Digital Horseman Kramer, and he is the Chief Horse Officer, the man in the desert, Mr. Space Rothstein himself, and we are virtual Kentucky Derby champions. Always leave that one out. Scott, how are we doing today?
Great. I'm you kind of caught me there taking a little dab. But no. Dude, doing great. SGPN Turf Classic, dude. Pumped, man. Ready to go. We're making another charge for another derby this season. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, no, super fun times in the SGPN stable, and I know I've been out having a lot of conversations with folks, whether they signed up with our code or not, talking about breeding, working deals. So
Yeah.
can't stress it enough. Hit us up if you're interested in breeding with us and you're looking for a deal. Hit us up if you're looking to get in the game and you haven't signed up. Maybe you're on the fence. We'll walk you through some stuff. We'll get you set up. And you want to use that code SGPN, Scott, because that gets you into the Turf Club. And if you're in the
Cool.
Turf Club, you get access to the Turf Classic. You get access to the Dirt Classic. You get access to breeding discounts, all sorts of fun stuff, horse giveaways. So, and fun fact, I believe starting next week, we may be able to auto whitelist those who have filled out the Turf Club application.
That's
So if
great
you
because I've been getting some questions on exactly how the process is to whitelist the horses. So that's a very good
Yeah,
news.
let's and we'll, you know what, we can talk about that after the race locks because we do have a special segment for
Yep.
you up top, and that is we want to show you guys how to buy a horse.
Yeah.
And we're going to buy a horse for the
Yeah.
SGPN Turf Classic, which is a 7 furlong 100% race, a rain race going off in about an hour. The race locks in 8 minutes. So let's quickly hop over
Yeah.
and
So
see. I know that Scott, you did a little pre-prep.
yeah,
Uh,
so I picked three horses, and Ryan's gonna pick which one we're gonna buy.
Well,
I
and real
kind of
quick, here is the race itself. So you can see 7 minutes and counting. We do have two horses in there. I don't feel confident about our current entry. So, yeah. So let's hop over to the marketplace. Which,
yeah, I
if
pulled
if
these
if
three
you just
horses.
go raw dog, this is kind of what it looks like. You can use filters, find the horses you're looking for. I mean, very detailed filter system that has been updated nicely in the
Yep.
recent seasons. So let's head to horse number one. We'll start from the bottom and come to the top. A colt 3-year-old from Fanny Pack Boys stable, Duff McKagan.
Named
I
after
see
the
that
Guns N' Roses bass player, of course.
putting up some decent numbers in longer claiming races. We look at the bloodline quickly. Tell me why you like this horse?
Well, I mean, you see a lot of horses over here that are pretty good that come from Aqua Eclipse. You know, if you look at it, kind of has a lot of that leveling up that I like seeing within a couple generations throughout the line. Um, damn right, Japan, it is dab time. And then what stood out to me was it's just on track record. I know it's mostly been like claiming races and whatnot, but it's been competitive. It's
All
five
right.
wins, six places, two shows, and 24 races. That's a very good record.
This is a slightly shorter race, so I wonder how well it
Yeah,
would
it's
do
only
in.
800 Derby. I wanted to highlight that. This is a
Yeah.
$10 horse here, dude.
All right. So horse number two is Book Smart. And I like what you're doing here because these S plus colts could become breeding pieces for us as well. This one has run in the shorter distances.
Now look at this one's
Has
won three out of its last four races with two in a row. So we were talking about the possible getting on a streak, getting on a roll thing. This could be the ticket there.
all right, and last one, Mr. Winds of War, another colt out of Midnight Stable. Good star preferences on the left turf here. 1 star soft, which gives you lots of flexibility, and probably a better distance match here. What do you like about this one?
I like it was
Oh,
the stars that kind of
Perlino,
said I
nice.
like the Perlino blood in there, but it was the stars kind of stood out for me on this one. You know,
We also, I mean, I personally have seen some success out of Not for Sale. Also, Mars. I mean, we're
yeah,
we're looking at absolute horsepower horses here. So, Soulmate, obviously Perlino, one of the great Gen ones. I got to be honest. If you were asking me, I think the last one is the one we pick up.
I agree. I mean, that's why kind of why I sent that one third, but like for the price, especially too, you're getting the best of both worlds on this one, and it's won 2 races out of 11 so far. Not bad. It could. I think it could be have its best races in front of them maybe in the next week or next season even. But I think it's worth.
Could also just be complete trashola, and we're
Yeah.
throwing money away here. But who knows? We don't have a ton of S plus Colts on the turf side, regardless. So maybe we can get lucky with a reveal.
And
Something
I
that
noticed too that it was a legacy club eligible breed, which means it was paid like cost at least 8,000 to breed it. So we're getting it for pennies on the dollar since they're wanting the
yeah, that's true. Well,
so
it's possibly because they're looking to get pennies on the dollar for something they view as trash. So should we just pick the Winds of War up and throw it in the race?
let's do it.
All right. Ooh, people maybe got a quick glance at our balance there. That's very, very embarrassing potentially. And then we're going to head back over to the race where, I cannot. That's right. I'm not in a legal place. So Bowser is going to enter the. I'm just kidding. We're going to enter it on my phone here.
Yeah,
and then what do we have? 3 minutes. So yeah, I mean, in 3 minutes, what will happen is the race will lock, and we will be able to bet on it.
Yeah. And yeah, so we already got 2 S pluses in there. So throwing a third S plus in the mix, kind of fun, I feel, like
I'm telling you right now, I do not feel great about us winning. 14 horses in the race this week, as we've spoken about before. A modest 1,600 Derby in the prize pool. Again, a nice little free roll. And what you want to stay tuned for is next week, because we also have the Dirt Classic, which is a slightly bigger prize pool at 8K. So again,
yeah,
Derby Club members are going to be in automatically. If you're not in the Derby Club, or sorry, Turf Club, if you're not in the Turf Club already, don't know what you're waiting for. Hit us up about a breed deal. Breeding is coming to an end here. So yeah. Anything else you want to add about the Classic, or just in general? I guess now that we're in, we don't have a time barrier. Anything else you want to add just to what you do when you head into the marketplace?
Usually, and I think everybody should have a specific thing they're looking for in mind when they go in there. I don't think because it can turn into kid in a candy store real quick, where you go on the marketplace, you're like, ooh, this one looks good. This one looks good. I like that one. I like this one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But it's like, you want to build towards something. Like early on, we made the point to build towards left dirt, and then we started expanding into left turf. And then now that we won the Derby on the left dirt side, and we have a Derby contender this year, and some very good looking 2-year-olds right now too. I feel like, okay, I'm not saying like, oh, we're set over there, but like, I feel like we got that side of the operation rolling, and it's time to take a bigger shot on the left turf side and in left dirt soft, because most of our primo stuff's in left dirt firm right now. So, I mean, and always remember that when you're buying these, there's left dirt, left turf. There's, soft and firm. There's different varieties of these horses. So make sure you're putting your pieces together, putting the puzzle together. Overall, think a little strategically with your moves.
And I got to be honest, we don't do too much buying to race. We do mostly buying to breed. I think, conceptually, something we're going to be looking at potentially is doing some work to find some breed partners for He's Ready to Gig when we retire him, because it would be foolish to not have. We don't have a ton of compatibility as is right now, but it would make sense with that type of stud to find some pairs, or maybe even do some deals with other stables. We've been talking about maybe some womb deals. But in general, I think there is an element where I kind of early in the game we were buying foals. We were gambling, right? We were saying this looks like I'm looking at the bloodlines. I like what this is. I'm going to gamble on this here, and that was kind of the early days of us playing the game. Then we went into a phase where it was all retired Gen Zero horses. We were looking to grab originating blood. And now we've kind of moved into a place where the rare marketplace deals that we're doing are usually to fit either some sort of breeding match or to kind of accelerate something or add to something that we already have. And so most of what we're looking at, I feel like nowadays, is more retired than racing itself. But I will say, like, if you are new to the game, going and looking at what's being listed as a 2-year-old is very fun, maybe they haven't raced it correctly. Maybe it hasn't hit its maturity curve or aging curve, which we've seen plenty of horses who haven't hit until the end of their 2-year-old and early 3-year-old season. So I think, from a gambling perspective, you're watching a show on a gambling channel. I would imagine you might have some interest in gambling, and I think that brings up a great segue to the future. We will be doing at some point in the next season. We'll do a claiming segment. We'll come in, we'll evaluate a bunch of races in a claimer and put some claims in, because that's another way you can kind of pick up deals.
Yeah, and I've been talking to some newer stables lately, and I always say a great way to start off is just putting bets on different races, right? Betting $1 here, $1 there, trying to pick winners in races, and then going into the claiming market, maybe not even putting a claim in, but just trying to predict winners of claiming races. And once you get a good feel of what you think is good and what's looking good and where the outcomes are coming, then you start firing on that stuff, It's a great easy path in, and you don't have to do it for a lot of money,
And I won't. We don't have to go deep here, but you want to talk about what's the cheapest one we got? So 800 Derby, a $10 claim. You want to go up a little higher. We got some a nice 5K here. That's going to have
1.2K. That's an interesting one too. Yeah.
So these are interesting because they generally will have S pluses and at a very low price, and you can a lot of times they're horses coming from bigger stables, and it's because they understand the game. They want to race these guys regardless. Or look, no maidens, right? Like this is. Maybe someone was playing poker and didn't have a chance to run it as a 2-year-old. So the claimers become a fun maiden-like. And you can see the ratio, right? A 7.5K claimer costs $750 to enter. So pretty low cost. The 1.2K claimer, only a 200 Derby entry. To give you some perspective, the S plus maiden fee is going to be around 1K, 1.1K, something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a great way to get some good blood from a good stable like Tombstone here.
All right, so
and S plus at a very cheap price here. So I mean,
we've killed enough time. And shout out to the chat. I saw Japan was in there. I think I showed him the other day on the Sports Gambling Podcast, Bowser, that he is one of our race runner-ups with Japan, Dab Time. So he's very much invested there. And quick plug for the Sports Gambling Podcast, where we will be starting our NFL team preview series on Sunday. 2 days from now, every team in the NFL, all 32, we'll start with the Saints. Scott will be joining for the Steelers at some point. Get a fan on, chop it up about the team, give out some bets we like. About an hour. Highly recommend. Some of our best content of the year. So that will be starting on Sunday. Check it out right here on the YouTube channel or Sports Gambling Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Sean, I've done that twice now. Scott, we have odds in the Turf Classic.
Went into NFL mode real quick.
I know I did. We have odds. Yeah. We have odds in the Turf Classic.
Excellent. This is what I like to see. And also, so right now you can bet up until 10 minutes before. So 5:50 Pacific time is the cutoff for the post time. But what's really cool is I saw the Godfather, Ian himself, has now they're working to get the gambling the post time quicker to race time. So pretty soon we're going to go from a 10-minute gap that we have right now closer to a 1-minute gap. So
and I think. Yeah, no, a lot of this is about the OTB. I mean, it's honestly feedback we've given the game. Like, you want to make more compelling content, make it so we can talk about the bets closer to the race. We don't need this 10-minute delay. So kudos to them. I think it's going to be huge for that product, huge for our ability to for us and other content creators to do streams. You don't want to have that. The Derby streams are a little awkward and clunky because we have to get our bets in and then wait 10 minutes for the race.
Yeah.
And imagine if we could just spend those 10 minutes talking about the race and then get our bets in.
Firing that bet
minute to post time, and we're ready to go. Anything stand out here in the odds for the Turf Classic?
See American Carnaza and Malay Archipelago. I can't say that. Archipelago?
Malay Archipelago?
How do you? I know I've heard the word on Discovery Channel, but I'm very stupid. I'm
Well, we're not. I mean, our strength is not pronouncing hard to pronounce names. That's not our
no,
thing,
that's
especially
definitely
horse
not.
names. But shout out to Lacey. That's one of hers.
Yeah.
And yeah, we should give some shout outs to all the
Marco
stable. We got.
Pelagio, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
I
there you go. We got blinkers on the Hot 27. We've seen them in or in classics before. We got Lacey joining us from Valkyrie Racing.
But
Stud best
Winds of War here. Look at 9.24 in the morning lines, up there with kind of the chalk there. So
War Bush. Shout out to Gunner, best value.
yeah, that's a great name.
We have one of ours, Winds of War, decent morning line odds.
We just bought this horse, and yeah,
just bought this horse. We'll see how it does. We got JP the Prez Stables. Shout out to him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bowser, he was on his way out, and we dragged him back into the game.
you love to see it. That's right.
Love to see that. We got almost something out of PGA Stables, chopping it up a little bit with him over social. I got to be honest. I like the S minuses in this format. I tend to think that weight
and
advantage can help.
And the obvious, if you look at these morning line odds, it's clearly weighted towards the higher grades, but because of the allowance differential with the weights, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that way. So some of these chalkier morning line picks aren't too shabby, you know.
Well, and I'll explain the way I look at these odds in a second after we finish running through the horses. Actually, I'll do it right now. So what you want to do in an allowance race, especially where there's multiple grades and there's going to be weight adjustment to factoring that in. Same with like a fleet figure based benchmark. I don't even know if they still do those. Anyway, they do those. I take that back. So the key here is you want to identify the tiers. So you'll have an S plus tier, and you'll find out, okay, where is the chalk in the S plus category? It's probably this Hot 27 horse here at 8.36. And how are you relative to that? Now we know that these odds generally don't mean much. Like 13x for an S minus, pretty good. I doubt we'll see better. You see 19, 15, all the way down. But you kind of have tiers, and then you also have to remember that the odds don't mean a ton. I mean, our champion, he's ready to gig, rarely catching the best of the odds, and it doesn't seem to matter. So
he just won a big race this morning where he was the long shot, and
it's so some of it that to me is where the heart and the temper and the preference might not all, and the condition of the track might not. Not be involved in some of these morning line odds, so they can be deceiving. But I think in general, directionally, they tell you how strong the subgrades will be, even if they're in the wrong order. Shout out to Sweetwater entering El Burrito. Great name. And 11x here for the S's. Probably middle of the road, but definitely one contention. And then we have another one of ours, the Voodoo Glow Skull, which kind of had some hopes for this one, and it fizzled out a little bit. But if one of ours is going to make a run in this race, I think Voodoo Glow Skull is the one.
Probably, yeah.
We got Dancing Martha at a Terra Firma Farms, another limited track record horse, 10x on the morning line odds, and then our last one, Bold Thunder. I threw this one in for sentimental reasons, Bowser. This was a child of Backdoor Cover, one of our first. Good S mares on the turf side, so I thought it'd be fun to slide Bold Thunder in there. Of course, you see 5 starts, hasn't done a lot. Maybe it can surprise. Decent odds, though. A little surprising to see the odds where they are. Hopefully, we get a good reveal on this guy and help the breeding barn out. And then we got Bananarama Bay.
Bananarama, yeah.
I had to pronounce it in my head first. I had a Guff Farm, a late entry. A shout out to him. Reached out. He's like, "Hey man, how do I get in?" I said, "Just fill out this form. Very easy." And love the star preferences here. Wait, this is a dirt horse. We got a dirt horse in the mix. I love it.
Yeah, well, go down to the very bottom. That last one too, dude.
Hold on, I totally wasn't even looking. We had a dirt. Oh, the Carnanza horse is a dirt horse. This will be very interesting, Bowser. Love that. I know there was some confusion with the form, but either way, love to see it. And then City Limits. Shout out to
dirt horse.
Shout out to Radio Web 3 Stables. Fellow content creator. Good luck with your right dirt firm horse. Not that there's anything wrong with that, sir. So after looking at this, my first thought is, well, I mean, don't we just immediately throw out the are there, first of all, Bowser, any horses that aren't ours that you like and would like to place a wager on?
I kind of like the one from Sweetwater, actually. El
El Burrito.
Burrito. Yeah, that
Okay.
one looks kind of interesting to
Let's
me.
dive in deeper. Let's see if this is a good. Oh, it might be a good distance match. Could be a little bit longer of a runner. There's some nice claiming numbers. Low dollar. I'm not showing you this. Some nice low dollar claiming numbers, but I wonder if this is going to be a slightly too short race.
I mean, we've seen it now. I see a few 80s in there in claiming
At
races that
10,
as an S horse. That's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, they are claimers, but
yeah, I mean, so
to your point, I got to be honest. We buried the lead, but it's eerily similar to our Derby run, as it's a sloppy track where the sun will be out. Bowser,
oh
do,
wow.
do we select a 3-star soft horse here potentially? Do we want to play the slop game here, because we have a lot of low
I
soft?
don't mind slopping it up a little.
Let's see, let's check out this S minus. This
Dark Bloom from Blinkers On. All right.
So this horse might not have the long. I mean, they didn't actually run it very long here. This could be the winner.
Yeah, and it competed for Lunar Trophy stuff. So
Never even tried it at 7.
so it got smoked when it got up to the free rolls. It looks like at in the Lunar Trophy stuff, like a fifth, going from a 73 first place to a 59 15th.
Now that we're looking at this race is wide open. This race is
Yeah.
wide open. I'm gonna pull up one more that I think we want to look at the race history on. Another sprinter. So again, it seems like the horses are going to be getting the best weight benefit are sprinters, although this horse is in the mix too. I don't know what to do, Bowser. I think we just say fuck it and bet on our own horses.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like might as well go there with that. Like,
So you want to sprinkle them while we're sitting here?
yeah, I will get the sprinkling going. My
All right.
sprinkler
Again, if you
system.
want, I think the key here too is to remind people that the OTB product that's going to have the shorter time between bets closing and post, and it's really going to make the wagering process easy. Going to have a little chat with the third time folks, get some more details on it, but it certainly seems like something very exciting, especially for folks who don't want to do the horse fucking. They don't want to deal with having to figure out where to race a horse. You just want to bet on them. And like Bowser said at the top of the show, it's the best way to get in the game. And so who knows? You might start betting on them and be like, it'd be fun winning with my own horse. And so
Yep.
it's the gateway drug. Highly recommend, if you are not in the game, use the code SGPN. You get in a turf club, even if that's just betting in the beginning. Pop in. Go ahead.
Well, and when you sign up too, they give you the free trainer horse to run trainer races to kind of get an idea of how to size stuff up and discover distance and things like that. So that's always like you can really. I mean, from personal experience, I kind of took my time easing my way in with the trainer horse and all that. So there's a lot of ways to play this, and so
But
don't feel like you have to be
regardless,
boxed in like at some breeding operation or anything, like.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I think, hopping in just to get some bets off. Obviously, we're addicted to the game. It certainly doesn't hurt that we just won the Kentucky Derby. No big deal. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of congratulations in the chat. I think start going forward, it would be best if people started just get to the chat early and just put a congratulations in there. Who knows? We might see it and say, "Hey, that's a cool person."
No, but we got
Maybe
a new
we'll hook them
derby
up.
next week. We got a new derby next week, so I'm already kind of looking ahead on this one now.
Okay. Well, great transition, right? Because we were gonna do a little
Bubble watch. Yeah.
and I think we start bubble watch by as we usually do. Let's just bring up the Derby. I'm not sure what you're seeing right now, but let me just pull up the Derby points. And yeah, I mean, I almost need to go back and take notes on how we were feeling last season. I think we were still on the fence at this point.
Yeah, we were
Um,
like
no, we had locked it up at
we
this
we
point,
we had
maybe.
locked it up like that week, like going into that weekend, final weekend there, pretty much.
But this season, we have
We locked it up early this season, honestly. Like,
Tamale Lady really put on a show. I think the biggest difference, honestly, was wins. There
yeah,
were a couple more key wins, big scoops when you get those grade 1, grade 2 wins. And so you only need a couple of them. And why don't we pull up her run here as a 3-year-old?
she's been really impressive, and this is a great example of a horse that really
You know,
didn't do much her 2-year-old season.
let's look at the beginning. So yeah, we
Yeah,
did see some early speed like decent numbers. But we're looking at a horse that didn't win a maiden. Shout out to the Redemption Series. I keep telling people about this. It's a $240 entry. There's no payout if you win, but you
240
get
Derby,
sorry,
$3.
240 Derby entry, and you don't win anything, but you gain points. There is a free roll at the end of the season. You'll see it up here in the Redemption Run Stayer. And just the access to this obviously pushed, did no wins of the maiden, won this Redemption Series, pushed, got smoked, went back to Redemption Series, third, Redemption Series, third, and then third in the free roll at the end of the season where we picked up some winnings, certainly covering our costs.
Yep.
And then coming
And
out
she
in the
started
three,
popping in the 80s there too. We started seeing the
yep,
much better figures at that point.
which might mean nothing, just like claimer numbers.
Yeah.
It's an adjusted number, so the lower the race, the better, the more likely it is you to pop a big number that might not be meaningful. But then coming into 3-year-old, again, having the structure of different levels of qualification races, we start off in the stakes race and just she smokes the short field, and then right into a G2 where we back it up with another win and an 80. And at this point, once we hit this win, which you'll see, we pick up 16 points right there. We know the Derby cut line is usually in the mid 40s, maybe a little higher. And so right there, we've already picked up a win in a stakes race and a win in a G2, and so the rest is history. And you can see from the rest of the run here, it's not quite the same as He's Ready to Gig in that like there were never any duds, but you can almost look at the duds. This one was a yielding, okay, not great, but still decent fleet figure. But then at 80, we're seeing massive numbers, and even the bad performances are still hitting high 70s. And then, I believe there's a first half and second half of the season aging curve.
Yeah.
And then as we come into the second half of the season, you just see 81 second, 81 second, 80 third, 79 fifth, 81 fifth, 89 win, another G2 win, and then 80 third place. I mean, an 89 is pretty strong performance. It was a yielding, but it was good to see her show up in a yielding after laying an egg in a previous yielding.
Yeah, she had kind of struggled in some yielding spots before, so to see her just turn out in that one, it looks like she really could be hitting her aging peak going in. And what's great about her is she's going to be eligible for the Kentucky Oaks next week as well. So she's going to be running in the Derby and the Oaks. And so
the Oaks, of course, a couple days before the Derby, is 9 furlongs. It's not a free roll. It's an 8K buy-in, 8K Derby buy-in. But certainly if you have a great female horse, it's a great additional race that you get to run in. And then tonight in the G2 that Tamale Lady is running in, we're seeing one of the bigger fields we've seen in a couple days. 11 horses here in a G2, 10 furlongs fast, perhaps a tune-up for the Derby bout.
Perhaps, yeah. This and we're seeing, I mean, we saw this last season too, where you start seeing some familiar faces in these qualifiers going down the stretch where everybody's kind of boxing each other out for points and whatnot. And so I see Tombstones in there with Ella's Echo now. That's interesting. So
I can't tell you I've seen that horse before, but what I have seen is I have seen Katana or Katanka, however you pronounce that. We're really bad at the names. I was gonna pull up the standings here to see if we're going against any of the big dogs. Now, real quick, I figured we maybe take a quick second to talk about strategy in terms of once you're qualified, are you just obviously we're not benching our horse, but do you see value in potentially benching the horse versus continuing to run it?
Not really. To me, you want the best career earnings. I can see being more strategic. You don't have. Here's the thing to me is once you clinch the spot early, you don't need to force the spots anymore.
Yeah.
Like because if you're on the bubble, you get to the point where you're going to have to probably run some off weather rolls down the stretch if you really want to have a shot to get in.
Yeah, and so this is called Bubble Watch, and I think what's unique about this season versus last is seeing how top heavy it is
Yeah.
with 6 horses north of 80 qualifying points. And then you kind of have this muddy area of like these 50 pluses are probably in, but boy, the cut line is lower than it typically is, Bowser. And I know
the
they're
final day of qualifying is Monday, dude. So I mean, yeah, we are. I can see 45. I think will get you in for sure.
yeah, if not lower. So
If
I
not
mean,
lower, yeah.
certainly and what I love about this, only one YSM horse in the field right now. Only one. Imagine slamming the door on YSM
Well,
2 times in 2 seasons.
You bring up a good point too, because let's just say you don't have the bankroll to support a lot of grade 2, grade 1 races or whatever. The stakes race, like where this cut line is right now, you can get there running the stakes races.
Yeah, and
you
so
can
just
get to that 31 points running stakes.
And just to highlight the tiering, so you kind of have tier 1, which is a 6-point qualifier. Generally has some sort of restriction like career earnings or number of wins. And the payout structure is top 3 only, 3, 2, 1. And so you can see it's a 1.8K entry, 6 points. Now, what I will say is the points become more efficient as you go up the ladder. The next tier, for only 600 more Derby, 2.4K, 5 more qualification points thrown in, and you're getting a top 4 payout now of 5, 3, 2, 1. And so obviously there's more qualifying points per Derby entry fee here. And so to what Scott is saying, like these also let you discover your horse as a 3-year-old in some regard. You can kind of push out. And then we have the type of race that we're running in tonight, which is
I would say those races, that tier of races right there is basically open the door for us. Last season's Kentucky Derby win and this season's Kentucky Derby run.
And I would even say we've run some bad, like horses I didn't think were very good, but I wanted to see their age up and I thought they might have heart. I throw them in these reduced stakes races.
Yeah.
But then the next tier you can see from 2.4K up to 6K. So a little bit more than 2x, and you're getting 3x the qualifying points almost. And you see the difference. We're now 16 points to first, 8 to second, 4 to. So basically, like this, third place in one of these is like winning the stakes race, and 2 for fourth. And then, of course, there is the every Monday morning, which we will be in. Shout out to us. They run a G1. It's 11 furlongs, 20% this season, and you see the point distribution on one of these.
Once again, it doubles in price, but it more than doubles in points available.
Yeah, it's 150%. So then you're getting 40 points for the win, which basically, if you win one of these and you don't qualify for the Derby, that's impressive. It's almost impossible to win one of these and not qualify for the Derby, which I like. It's the way it should be, right? It's like a little closer to real life. 20 points to second, 10 to the show.
Well, and that's when I knew Tamale Lady was on a good run, when she finished second one of these after picking up a couple wins in the other ones, and it was like, okay, that's more a second in the grade 1 is more points than a win in the grade 2. So I mean,
yeah, and you're referring to this run right here, which was in Idaho once, one of the other top.
I see Victory Island talking some smack about Radiant Breeze in there, guys. We have battled Radiant Breeze quite a bit in this series so far, and look at Tamale Lady smoking Radiant Breeze in this one, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, also, I mean, you again back to the standings. I mean,
it's all good.
Idaho once. Top qualifier. I think we've won. I don't know the exact heads up matchup, but we have definitely in that G1 we defeated. So very excited. I know that YSM did that article not too long ago where he highlighted that often doesn't come from a top qualifier, but it certainly makes you feel good, a little bit better than we felt last season going into the race. Last season I felt like we didn't have a chance. This season I feel like we might have a much stronger option.
Yeah, and I will say too, this season seems definitely like there's like last season it seemed way more wide open with the qualifiers and the bubble down the stretch where there was a lot of horses in play to get those last few spots. I feel like this one there's that we've seen those clear tiers now where there's the top, the middle class, and then the lower ends that are on that bubble. So
should we now, since we're looking at the odds for the qualifier tonight, should we also sprinkle a little on ourselves tonight?
I think we're good there.
All right.
I think
like
it's
taking over the YSM horse is probably it's a fast race, so I worry running into some of these 3-star horses could be tricky, but
yeah,
excited for it because one of the things we've said a couple times on the show, but Tamale Lady, who was our qualifier this year, is a breeding match for He's Ready to Gig, who was our Derby winner last year.
That's right.
I mean, talk about and it's funny because we literally have no other 3-year-olds who are compatible with we have one other 3-year-old S plus that's compatible. But to have, the one that is compatible be the one that you want to be compatible, pretty awesome.
Very awesome. And she's so far, I mean, kind of putting up maybe a little bit better fleet figure. I mean, he never put up an 89. I think she also has an 86 under her belt. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for her because I think she might be a little stronger under the hood at the end of the day. And because she's a female and gets a shot at the Oaks, she might have a shot at a much better 3-year-old season. I mean, obviously he won the Derby.
I was going to say, what do you say, Bowser?
No, but what I'm saying
knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Like, I feel like she can put together a very strong resume just in general without a Derby win on her own kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
She's very good.
The big difference is this Tamale Lady with 15 podiums out of 25 races is a better rate than He's Ready to Gig. I think the biggest thing about He's Ready to Gig that was interesting was the same kind of the 1-year-old season. It was a instant win, instant second, and then kind of in the same vein, not a lot of positives until the second half of the season. This is why I'm such a believer that there's an aging point in the season. I've been kicking this around with you, Bowser, but the idea, I've been calling it a maturity curve, and the idea that you can have an impact on the maturity curve by racing it correctly leads into like our streak idea, confidence. There's a lot of like conspiracy tinfoil hat stuff going on here, but I do think there's definitely a back end of the 2-year-old season aging curve.
Well, and that's something that goes back to like the winning gene, where I always say like, well, a horse could have the winning gene and just not ever be ran correctly, so it doesn't show up. Like,
no, the winning gene is partially the person racing the horse, right? Like great trainers. Yeah. There's a reason there's great trainers and there's not so great trainers.
There's a reason why Bob trainers, Todd Pletcher, and all these guys are always in the Kentucky Derby every season.
Yeah, ass cream. They know how to cheat, right? All right, what were we going to do next now? We did we have the Turf Classic in 20 minutes. And so why don't I'll see if the odds have changed. Let's see, other than our bets. 5 minutes to get your bets in, it looks like. Sorry, not 10. 5 minutes to get your bets in. Not much. No one's betting on their own horses, so only our horses have action. Good luck to everyone. We'll definitely live stream this at the end of the show. Did we want to talk a little bit about breeding?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I know we got a question.
Yeah, let's go to the chat. Bring it. Put it up on the screen.
Well, I know we got a question from a
What do you?
I thought I saw one about breeding in here. Maybe I'm just imagining it. If anybody has any breeding questions though in the chat, let us know.
Any breeding anything you wanted to talk about, discuss?
Well, I will say there is this is an interesting time of the season, like because I feel like there is some value in some. Dude, actually, let's talk about that. Going to the stud market, let's talk about that one that you found and shared with me, because we didn't actually hit him this season, but I'm going to next season because I feel like we didn't have any great matches for him left because we already had so much stuff that was already pregnant. But the Cage the Elephant.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna flex a little bit and go the roundabout way through.
Roman
Just
Surprise, our 2-year-old. Yeah.
well, this is how I found it, and this is another great tip. So we're qualifying for this Kingmaker. We're doing all right as a 2-year-old here. I love to take a look at the other horses that are doing well, and so respect what SoCal is doing, other than their affiliation with the evil empire that is YSM. And this is a good horse. I've seen it beat us on track. So I said, let me take a look at the family tree. So I pull it up. I'm like, this is pretty nice on the mom side. You got some Sprinter Sacre, you got some Henrietta Rose, you got some Thug Passion. But then on the mom side, or sorry, on the dad side, I'm like, this stud doesn't. I mean, I like the profile here. What does this show? We've been talking about this on the show. This looks like a Derby profile, stamina, finish, heart. Let's go. And so I pop open the hood here out of Showdown Stables. And I'm like, all right, let's look at the progeny. Let's look at the other kids this thing has made. And so I'm a big fan of sorting by earnings per start. And it's like, oh, wow, they haven't really, like, all these are 2- and 3-year-olds. Interesting. And then, yeah, I mean, you see a couple SS minuses in the mix. But most importantly, you see a number of horses getting wins.
Dude,
up here.
Cigarette Daydreams is a great name for a horse.
And so I see the top band of some of these horses, and I'm intrigued. And so, yeah, I mean, again, it's not exact science, but this was early in the game. I definitely found myself, like, when we would have a good horse, I would look at the bloodline, I'd look at the dad, I'd look at the mom, I'd look for stepbrothers, stepsisters, like looking to get. Now that made us overweight on some blood probably in the stable. But I think it's another way to kind of engage with the game, is like get to know these bloodlines, what bloodlines work, what bloodlines don't, and just to see, like, oh wow, this Cage of the Elephant comes from Morningwood, comes from Olive Lucy, Hercules. Like, these are good old school horses. Apollo, Scarecrow. There's been a lot. Even Headband, we've had. Oh, this is one of ours. That's
we own. Yeah,
I was going to say, this is round. This is something we're involved. We're involved in this one. Oh, this is funny. This is one of our. I believe this must be one of the horses that maybe third time. I'm not even sure how this came to be. Maybe we picked it up after the fact. But yeah, no, I think coming all the way back to the idea, it's like back to the shape idea. What's appealing about this horse is this shape right here.
Well, and to me, what another appealing thing about it is it's a very, very strong horse with that shape, as you're saying, but also the fact that the speed is kind of what's holding it back, because as we've seen before, speed, it can be easier to inject into bloodlines than that combo of those other traits.
Also, you're likely to see, like, this isn't a crazy profile for a Derby distance runner. The stamina, the finish, and the heart will work to overcome lack of speed. We've seen it before in our own horses, where it's like surprising. You're like, oh, really? That's not the speed I expected. But those other traits are so key that, it doesn't always matter. And again, thinking about the shape of the horse and what you really want to drill into your bloodline. So, but again, I think the key here is to, as you're racing or betting on the horses, is again getting to know the competition. And you pull up this profile and it's like, oh yeah, like win. And it's a strange
86 in that in winning a grade 3 Kingmaker there. Wow.
And I think it's key to, it's very important to point out something we've discovered. The S Plus stakes races, or the unrestricted qualifiers for the mini major, 2.85K, but only a stakes race.
Which horse is this again?
What's that?
Which horse is this again?
I'm looking at number one.
Yeah.
And the Kingmaker series, which is grade 3 and grade 2, they're 3.6 and 4.4K. Now, funny enough, the free roll at the end of the road for the Lucky Dash, aka the mini major free roll, is actually, gotta go further in the future, 90K Derby.
Interesting.
The free roll for the graded Kingmaker series, which I get it, you're winning more in the race itself. Which, here's one where we lost the number one, actually. And you see how this is like a win and in type series. You get so many more points for first. But you see how the free roll is only 60K. And so, interesting dynamic. What we've found is it's made the stakes races actually a harder to win field, in my opinion. Because I think the Kingmaker allows your heart and some of the other underlying attributes to come out. And so, more likely to be a good horse, in my opinion, if you're having success in the Kingmaker versus the stakes races. But just an interesting dynamic because this horse is well qualified in the Kingmaker series, and we're having a hard time getting any points in the stakes races. So
Yeah. And it helps that he won one of those 20-point ones very early in the season. And it kind of, like you said, basically got him in like right away.
well, that's the beauty of these too. Is it's kind of a win and in series. You see, like if you want any winner is in 20 points, you're in. So certainly makes it fun down the stretch where people are throwing their darts.
Absolutely.
And then
I did see Victory Island asking, how do I ensure I breed a boy this season? You have to do an old Sicilian ritual where you like get a neighbor's tooth and then have
olive
it
oil, right?
with olive oil and then it's stomped on by a horse hoof and you spit on it. And that's how it
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Victory Island. I am also in my house IRL, surrounded by 2 children, 2 dogs, and a wife that are all female. So I feel you, man. We've been pretty lucky with the breeding. Feel like we end up over a 3-season sample, we generally end up pretty 50-50 in terms of mares and colts. I will say we do have some breeding kind of bloodlines where we ended up a lot more colts than mares, but I think all in all, we're pretty 50-50.
Yeah, and there was a period there where we kept getting on our S plus and up stuff, we kept getting mares. And that was great because that allowed us to start really kind of expanding the operation at the higher end. And you see it now, we're starting to compete more. And so,
all right, so good time for me to promote one of our studs. Because we are days away from not being able to breed with Samurai anymore.
yeah,
Days away. Season. He's got 10 breeds left this season. We have been known to work a deal if you're looking for some sort of bulk. I know someone has claimed to want to use 5 of these breeds. It has not been done yet. So perhaps there's only 5. I know we have struck a soft deal for 5 breeds, but they've not come in yet. So 10 breeds left for. Would you say this is I was thinking about this. I couldn't think of an old Gen 1. I couldn't think of any Gen 1 that I liked more than this horse. You have a lot more intimate knowledge with the breeding.
I like Casino a lot too as a Gen 1.
You're right. Damn it. That's a good Gen 1 too.
Also Lucy Juice. But that'll probably be my top 3 right there.
Part of the reason we love this horse, which of course Hollywood Stable, Scott Street, and G Spot, one of the females with the 101 blood. They came together to make this beautiful, beautiful colt. And I mean, you just see $1 million, granted early in the game, but $1 million in Derby earnings. Love the rates of victory and everything else. And then you look at the progeny, which we have a lot of. We have a lot of Samurai blood in our stable, but part of the reason we love this horse is because early in the game, this was one of our early hits, and so this is what drove us into give me more Samurai blood. I mean, nice free roll success if you're not familiar. Not the gallop, a podium finish in the gallop with a nice 84 as an S. This was a hell of a run, yielding race, but we got it done. What a day that was for us, season 17. 5th in the Derby, 3rd in the Gallop, and 3rd in the Bourbon Stakes.
2nd in the Bourbon Stakes?
Oh, you're right. 2nd in the Bourbon Stakes.
Yeah. Don't sell us short there.
You're right. I shouldn't do that. But yeah, no. And then on top of that, we Gopher, one of our. If you are looking for a lower end stud,
Gopher was a great lower end one for us. Yeah, and absolutely one of our better lower end studs here. As you see, if you look at the subgrades there, he's practically an S, really. Like when you look at,
and even more so now that we've adopted the ideology that we don't care as much about temper because we can roll out of it.
This is if you have lower end like A plus A stuff that you're looking to, because we see this in some of these Derby contenders, how it goes back to these A's and stuff. Gopher would be a good breeding piece as a part of that puzzle, I feel, because he can help elevate you in that perfect speed to heart range that you're looking for that.
Yeah, and if you're interested in getting a last minute breed with Gopher or Samurai or any of our other studs, and you're on the fence, hit us up. Like we can, we can set it up so you loan us the mare. We'll run a breeding report for you. We'll show you how it looks. Bowser will even give you his chief horse officer opinion on the breed. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, again, if nothing else, I don't think we're going to use all our breed reports this season. So
No, we have a lot left. So yeah.
If nothing else, like if you want to see what the breed, maybe you're going to do it next season. It's as easy as loaning it. I don't think it can be pregnant for us to run the report, but I could be wrong there. No, we can. We can because we do that with our own horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, go for another great horse. Low end again, another great low end stuff. But yeah, Samurai was the real sell here. 10 breeds left. Last time you can breed him, he's going off to the pasture. He's unfortunately not gonna be available next season.
Yeah.
Any other of our studs you wanted to call out? I can bring up the filter here, and I can order them by.
Well, I wanted to highlight Ecliptic Flame because
perfect.
That was we got, dude. This is a great example of a cheap claimer that we picked up.
Shout out to Lacey.
And it ended up being pretty profitable for us. It ended up like $400, I think, on the ledger, something like that.
Yep, 30K.
So I mean, but look at this once again. This is a great example of not quite having the speed, but having it in the other areas and allowing you to compete. Because,
well, again, what is this? This is we're talking about. You see stamina, finish, and heart. You're thinking this thing's going to be able to run. Oh, look at this, Derby distances. Or in the case of the Harbor Classic, it's actually 11 furlongs.
Yeah.
But as you see with this horse, which we picked up somewhere in here, I think. And then eventually, no, it was actually right here.
We picked it
right here,
right there. Because I remember I said I think this horse probably has some heart. Should go to stakes with it immediately after the claim.
And you see a second, a third, a second. Didn't do well in the mini major, but then right back to it. Look at the podium streak here. Yeah. So starting after the mid-season major, we had a third, a second, a third, a second, a first, a second, a first, an eighth, a first. And then we didn't do well in the mini major, but that is one of the better runs we've had for any horse. Yeah. Short of like a Deuce's Wild, popping 80s. So yeah, this is another, and we kept running this one. We ran this one, I think, till 5. But it just shows you like that. And again, when did we claim it? When it was a 2-year-old. We took a gamble. And I think in some cases, and I can actually pull back the curtain on this one. What caused me to like this horse is that it was drawing good money line odds or morning line odds. And so my thought always with this stuff is at the time we didn't have a lot of good S studs. Yeah. And so it's like maybe this thing runs for us. It's got great stars. Or maybe we just get lucky with a reveal and it's useful. And guess what? An S horse with 2 SS minus traits, I'll take that.
Absolutely, because we have plenty of S- and A+ mares over there on the left turf side that this is now a great match for that we've been using every season. So,
also, this is just, it had 26 podiums in 41 races. This is objectively this is probably something people should be hitting more than 2 out of 18 times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, if you're interested, hit us up. Maybe you want to do 2 or 3 breeds. We'll hook you up with a discount.
Yeah, but if you have especially if you have that S female over here on left turf soft with that great speed profile and maybe some temper, you could really hit a potential jackpot with that.
And you know what? This is a great example of speed doesn't matter with the longer distances. This horse routinely put up 80s in stakes races as an S with an A+ speed. That's all I got to say about that. No, just we were showing off the
it's earlier. A perfect example of what we were talking about, though.
Yeah, so I'm actually disappointed in everyone. That should be 5 minutes to post, Bowser. Oh, no, actually, it's going off right now. We got to switch. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Bryce did it to us with a little. We got to do 550. Everyone consider
Virtual Downs on the SGPN Turf Classic.
Look how sunny it is.
Yeah,
It looks the same as when we won the Derby.
it does. It does. All right, look at this big field up and running. Winds
Oh,
of War and Voodoo Glow School 1-2 out the gate for us. Let's
give
see.
us just let us be in first, second, and third all at the same time.
Oh man, that
Just
would
for
be
the
amazing.
screenshot. Oh, we're so close to it. We're so close to it. Yes.
Ah!
Oh,
How
that's
long
awesome.
will it go?
Have we ever? That's never. I'm gonna have to screenshot that later.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened to us at a particular moment.
Oh,
'Cause
Bolt
usually,
Thunder deciding not to run anymore. It got up to third place and then stopped.
so yeah, Winds of War. Look at this horse that we just bought for about $11.25 right before the race started. Is looking pretty good
but
here so far.
look at the 12 horse coming back after dipping all the way to the back of the field. Oh, we're
Yeah.
turning. I mean,
This is a 7
there's no
furlong
way.
horse. We're coming around in this final turn, and we're gonna get this final stretch here, and his Winds of War are gonna be able to hold it off.
No way. We bought a horse off the marketplace and scoop. No way.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on.
This is gonna be tight.
Come on.
They're coming hot for us.
They're coming hot, but you know what? Winds of War and Ryan's elite horse selection skills getting it done.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we won our bet on that one.
People, I mean, we just, I love it. We're slowly becoming the heel, Bowser. We're slowly becoming the heel.
So we almost made the money back on him right away in this. Not
Great
bad.
work.
Yeah.
Great work. Oh, man. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. A little bit of a light show this week, kind of crazy week, travel. I'm in Vegas, back in Vegas, a million times in Vegas. If you're at the Circa, come say what's up to me. I'll be here Friday night, tonight, doing a show from 8 to 11, live in the sports book. And then, hanging out afterwards. I'll also be back doing a show on VSiN for the Sports Gambling Podcast live tomorrow night, 7 to 10 p.m. as 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific, as the Circus having some mega Slotapalooza.
Yeah, I'm
festival.
coming down for that tomorrow night to hang out for that, dude. I got to see what that's all about. Like,
I think it starts in the morning, and then the final spin is like 8 p.m. And so we're going to be live on the air for it.
I'm going to head down tomorrow afternoon, hang for that one. So
we will also be live next week on Saturday for the virtual Kentucky Derby Season 30 edition. We will have another horse, so should be fun. If you haven't gotten your stable started, you want to get in some action for the bets on the race, use the code SGPN. Shout out to Photo Finish. Shout out to Third Time. Lots of good stuff on the horizon, whether it's betting, racing.
Dirt Classic. Let people know how they're going to be able to register for that before we.
So if you are already in the Turf Club, meaning you filled out the application. If you have not filled out the application, aka the Google form that asks you for your stable ID and some other information, then you have not filled out the application. If you fill that out, I will be supplying that list of stable IDs to Bryce, and those people will be auto whitelisted. You'll be able to enter your horse later in the week, just like this week, once Bryce gets the whitelist done. If you haven't filled out the application, you can reach out to me either on X or DM me on Discord. You can DM Bowser on X asking for the application. We'll send it to you. Fill it out. It asks you what you did to get in, et cetera, et cetera. You could also say, hey, I'm not in Turf Club yet. Well, how do I get in there? Well, if you're new to the game, you just sign up with our code. Easy. If not, breed with us. So if you want to get in the Dirt Classic, Samurai would be a great ticket in. As I said, 8K free roll. Find us. If you have questions, find us. Breeding questions, find us. We're around. And like I said earlier, make sure you tune into the Sports Gambling Podcast. Our team preview series starts Sunday, which basically means football season starts Sunday. We'll be live probably somewhere around noon Pacific and 8:30 Pacific every day, 2 days breaking down NFL teams. Scott will join us for the Steelers in a couple weeks. Will be a good time. If you're new to gambling, come check us out. We have a good time. And yeah, anything else in closing, Scott?
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to tease that maybe next week on the Derby stream, I was talking to my cousin who's a horse trainer and like breeder and whatnot. I think he might join us for a few minutes on the Derby stream next week. So if we can get that lined up, so stay
Nice. So
tuned for
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. So join us on Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. on the East Coast for the full Derby card. We'll have, of course, the sprint, the gallop. We'll have the Derby. We'll have the Dirt Classic. We'll have the or do we have a Baxis
I
Cup
don't know
this
if we
year?
have a Bax's Cup, but
Shout out to Baxis anyway. They're still
got all the
awesome.
other stuff though. We got the gallops,
Yeah.
the sprint, the gallop, and the Derby and the Dirt Classic. So I mean, it's a good time to be alive, everybody. It's a great
let's
time.
let's see these majors before we get out of here.
And then he's ready to gig. Will be in the High Court Classic as well. He's punched his ticket, just like Roman Surprise.
Yeah, we didn't. And, do we want to? You know what? Let's quick show that because there's a lot of haters out there.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that he was a fluke, and no. All my haters are saying
that there were some people that, and you know who you are out in the game who challenged us to race him again and then didn't race yourself. But yeah, check out this. Check out this stud.
You know exactly who you're talking.
You know exactly who you. I feel like I'm talking to my children. You know what you did. Don't make me say it. But I mean, continued success into the 4-year-old season, racking up enough points to, let's see, we're not in an active race. We just came off a very nice win.
Very nice win in this one, man. Like, looked fantastic. Watch, it was a fun one to watch. So,
and then looking at the qualifier, we're right up. Our old rival LMA is up there. Digital Mail, some of the same. Shout out to the Hair Past the Crown,
the Shunter,
Sunday Song. We're basically like the top 10 horses here. We're just in a rotation of racing each other. I want to give a special shout. There's Fancy Pants too, I think it's called, or maybe that's a Derby.
Paradise Wild's another one I see a lot up there.
So shout out to everyone still racing as a 4-year-old. I mean, as we've pointed out before, it's not for nothing, right? We have a free roll at the end of the rainbow here. Oh, there's so many more qualifiers for this series. I forgot. We have a free roll here for about a third of what is the Derby pot at the end of the day? Like
the total Derby pot is 800,000 Derby.
Okay, so for about a quarter of the Derby pot, which still a very nice first place prize.
Dude, so a top 5 in that is very nice. Still
excited. I mean, we don't even need to be successful in this for me to feel like it was the right decision. At the end of the day, like, we kept running it. We didn't have anything to breed with it internally. We kept running it, and it's continued to have success. We cleared $500,000 on the career earnings.
Still, it's still turning a profit out on the track.
And and it's just this is a nice number to overcome it. As far as a stable, we've showed you before. I love showing this angle, but we don't have so many horses that have won like that on the track, and so you look at it, best horse we've had. Period. Samurai, we didn't get a chance to run. We just had in the afterlife. So, I mean, this is a dog, and the Fleet Figure's holding. So look out, Tamale Lady. Here we
go. Yeah, she's gonna get ravaged next season because I do think we do retire her. I think with the mares it's different than a good stud. Like, I feel like with a good stud, you really want to back up that resume as much as possible to attract people on the market. But if it's a mare you already know what you're going to do with, it's not quite as important.
Yeah, and just in general, I'll let this run as we close the show out. But yeah, I think just in general, just our theory is going to be racing. I mean, to your point on the female, like there's a reason we're shutting her down, and it's very specific. If she wasn't compatible with he's ready to gig, I don't know if it would be such an auto.
No, if she wasn't compatible with him, it would be runner again H4 probably. So yeah,
and I guess there's potentially reasons why we wouldn't shut her down, but it does seem like that's going to be the right decision. Honestly, it seems like maybe both of them are getting retired this year, but stay tuned. We won't have a decision next week, but we will have the Derby live stream. I think it's been a good season. Excited for next season. I do think it's funny. Last thing I'll say, I do think it's funny The game failed
Look
to
at
have
the
a
way he
space.
comes on right here. Just
Oh my
man.
goodness. I'm getting distracted. The game didn't have a spaces this season to talk about our Derby win, so I don't know how I feel about that, but I do like this. And again, this is kind of like the Derby win, although the Derby win was more dominant. But Dan, this horse has finish. This horse has heart. I'm not sure what else it has. Hopefully the real ends up being good, and hopefully we can crush the free rolls next week. With that being said, for the man in the desert, Space Rothstein, the chief horse officer, Scott Bowser, I'm Ryan, real digital horseman Kramer, and as he's ready to crosses the line, let it ride. Have a good one, guys.